Welcome back, friends. It's Anders. Today, we are making 4 non-alcoholic cocktails, or mocktails. I know a number of you are doing dry January, so this is a lineup for you. We've got 4 good ones, and yeah, and stick around, because at the end, I've got some exciting news regarding this bear here and merch. I just spoiled it. There goes the big announcement. I'm gonna tell you more about it though, details to follow. We'll give you a little fashion show. I'm gonna wear this throughout the entire video, so you get an idea of what it looks like and how it moves. Hit that subscribe button for more sips, tips, and recipes, and let's go make some mocktails. To the bar. Number 1, the Placebo. This is a non-alcoholic painkiller, which you may be familiar with. Painkiller without the booze, you get it, placebo. This drink is more than just removing the booze from a painkiller. I like to add in a little bit something extra, just to zip it up a little. In a shaking tin, start with 2 ounces of cream of coconut. I'm using a homemade recipe, but you can use Coco Lopez. Coco Lopez is a little bit sweeter, so you may need to adjust the ratios accordingly. To that, add 2 ounces of orange juice, 6 ounces of pineapple juice, 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lime juice, and a small pinch of ground cinnamon. Add about a cup of crushed ice, then blend that until it's smooth. Pour right into your favorite pineapple-shaped glass, garnish with some pineapple fronds, grated nutmeg, and an umbrella to keep the sun off your nutmeg, the Placebo. Here we go. This is outstanding. Creamy texture, little sweet, very satisfying, sweeps you off to a tropical island without the booze. Of course, if you want, you could add in the booze and you've got yourself a painkiller. The cinnamon gives it this warmth that actually has me thinking, maybe I need to put cinnamon in my regular painkillers. I usually don't do that. Fresh pineapple juice makes a huge difference. I will say, I've recently discovered the cold pressed pineapple juice at Trader Joe's. If you have a Trader Joe's near you, you have to go to the refrigerated section and try it out. It is the best non-fresh pineapple juice I've ever tasted in my entire life. Not sponsored or affiliated. On to number 2. I call this one a Little Thyme Off from Drinkin'. This cocktail is, I think of like a fancy fizzy lemonade. It's got herbal notes, a little spice, and it's really tasty. For starters, we need to make a thyme-infused simple syrup. Start with 3/4 of a cup of white sugar, add 1/2 cup of water, stir to dissolve over heat, a low heat. We don't want this to boil. As it's dissolving, we can add a good amount of fresh thyme. This is about 20 grams of thyme, full sprigs. We don't have to pull it off from the stems. We're gonna let that simmer for about 10 minutes. Don't let it boil. After 10 minutes, we can take it off heat. I like to let it cool with the thyme in it. Once it's cooled, we can remove the thyme sprigs and then strain off the syrup to get any little thyme bits. And there we have thyme-infused simple syrup. Now, to make the A Little Thyme Off, in a shaking tin, start with 1 ounce of that thyme syrup you just made. To that, add 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice, add some ice, give it a quick shake. This is not a super long shake. This is just to incorporate, add a little bit of air, and that's it. Otherwise, it'll turn into a slush and you can't get the liquid out of the shaking tin, and it's a real bummer and you will be disappointed. So just a quick shake, and then we can pour it into a Collins glass filled with ice, along with your favorite ginger beer. Garnish with a lemon wheel and a few sprigs of thyme. There we have A Little Thyme Off. Cheers. Thyme and lemon go so well together. The ginger gives it a snappy element. Depending on the ginger beer that you use, you may want to adjust that syrup, but you certainly want enough that you taste that thyme. That's important. But the sweetness, play around with it. Also, would be good with a little bit of gin if you want to kick it up and turn this mocktail into a cocktail. It's no longer a little time off though. Then it's time in. It's back to drinking. On to number 3. Passion at the Disco. This has nothing to do with the musical group Panic at the Disco, other than I thought it was a catchy name and it popped into my head. Yeah, this name isn't completely out of left field. It has passion fruit in it. In a shaking tin, start with 1 ounce of fresh lime juice, 1 ounce of passion fruit syrup. I'm using my homemade passion fruit syrup, but you can use store-bought too. Add ice and shake. Pour it into a small chilled Gibraltar glass and top with 2 ounces of tonic water. Garnish with a mint leaf. Beautiful. Passion at the Disco. Cheers. This is an equal balance of sweet, sour, and bitter from the tonic water. I also like that it's served in this little chilled glass. You get the little bits of ice chunks on it. That's really nice. This would be good with a little bit of rum if you wanted to do that. On to the final mocktail. This one I call the Cherry Zip. This drink has a few more layers, and I've made it a few different ways. In fact, when I came up with this drink, I made it with kombucha, and then remembered that kombucha actually has a small amount of alcohol in it. So I reformulated and came up with the current recipe for the Cherry Zip. In a shaking tin, start with 1 ounce of a tart cherry juice. I'm using Montmorency cherry juice, which is tart, and there is 0 sugar added. To that, add 1 ounce of orgeat. Again, this is my homemade recipe, but feel free to use your favorite store-bought. 1 ounce of black tea, ½ an ounce of fresh lemon juice, and here comes the zip. We are gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flake. Now, if you have old red pepper flakes, then you might want to add ½ a teaspoon of pepper flakes because they lose their potency over time. Now we can add ice, give it a shake, grab your favorite fancy glass, fill it about halfway with crushed ice, pour off the cocktail onto the crushed ice, and add even more crushed ice. We can garnish this with a nice sprig of mint, and there we have the Cherry Zip. Cheers. Perhaps use a straw if you don't want to chew on crushed ice. There's the zip. You get the heat at the end. Up front, you get tart cherry, almond and black tea in the middle, and then that pepper on the end. Your lips will tingle a little bit. It's very lively. There we have 4 lovely, non-alcoholic cocktails for you to enjoy this dry January or whenever you want. Now onto the exciting announcement, the merchandise. We finally have merch that is available to you. I'm going to get off my butt so I can show you. We have this sweatshirt, which is a nice fitted hoodie sweatshirt, embroidered a Bitter Bear logo, and also this hat. One more thing, a beanie, and Oz is going to demonstrate. This is how you wear it.
I am the beanie model for the day. It says, to the bar, and the bear is there.
So there it is. Now we have merch, and you can have it too. We will put the link down below. Go and get it. Try these mocktails. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Cheers.
Goodbye.